Well. Oh. Whoops. You wasn't supposed to see that, folks. That was our guest. That was Miss Pippsy Pinwheel.
Oh,
And hello, my name is Courtney Webb. I'm the Strange, and this is
Michael's in, and I am the wonderful,
and we are the Strange and Wonderful. Welcome to a no episode. I can't believe it. We at episode 20, Michael.
are we really?
Yeah,
Wow!
we are at
Look at
episode that.
that.
I know. I was like, holy shit.
That's awesome. Well, we were just talking to Pipsy backstage, and I was telling her how, and I tell the viewers every week how the show started and what a great journey it's been. But I think 20 shows. I think you're old enough to fly out of the nest on your
I think
own.
I
I think.
got this with my crappy computer that look making me look like a potato. I'm sorry, folks. It's
You know
time me
what?
to
We've had some
probably.
technical difficulties over the last couple of weeks, but you've handled them wonderfully. And I think, like I said, I think this show is ready to go. I've got another show I started, The Fool's Journey, which is Brian teaching us tarot cards. He made a great tarot deck, and he's teaching us the art of tarot. So I'm spread a little bit thin. So I think you're going to have to be taking on the role of the strange and the wonderful at the same time.
I mean, hey, I got the intro down. That was by me, y'all. Well, I didn't do the actual animation. I just downloaded an anime app and just put it in there. Credit to the app, not
You're
me.
not supposed to give away your secrets. Don't give
I
away.
know. I can't.
But you did
I'm
a great
too
job.
honest.
You did a great job. No, listen. I always said to Courtney when she just came to me and said she wanted to do the show, I said, I'll tell you what, I'll help you do it technically. I'll do the broadcast side, but you do all the artwork, you get all of the guests, you do all of the legwork. And she did. And look at what a wonderful show she's created. Welcome everybody. You're back here at the land of the strange and wonderful. Why don't we talk about our lovely guest and introduce her, bring her on.
The way I discovered through my friend Miss Quinn. She said, "Hey, you need to interview my friend Miss Pippsy. She is so amazing, and she is perfect for your show." And I was like, "Okay." There's some background work. I was like, "Okay." She's a traveling clown performer. She's a burlesque dancer. She's a sorcerer, and she travels in Renaissance fair. And I'm like, "Oh my goodness, she is perfect for the show." So I
That's awesome.
contacted her and like, "Hey, would you like to be on Strange and Wonderful?" She's like, "Yes, I would like to be on Strange and Wonderful." I'm like, "Okay." And then we scheduled a whole date and I got her on the show. Here we are. Here we folks. I am not making any sense, but here is Miss Pippsy Pinwheel.
All right. Woo!
Hello.
Nice. Welcome. Oh, and you know what? We actually have this too. What introduce her again.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people that don't identify as anything, welcome to the Strange and Wonderful. And we have our guest, the Miss Wonderful Pippsy Pinwheel.
Perfect.
Now we have sound effects that we can add to the show. It's awesome. Welcome to the show, Pipsy. We were supposed to have. They'll stop in a second, but
They're very excited.
they're super excited. We were supposed to have you on the show a few weeks back, and did you click it again? You're so funny, Courtney.
Everyone's very excited.
We were supposed to have you a couple of weeks ago, and there were some technical difficulties, but here you are. So, welcome. Thank you for coming. Click it again. Oh my God, he really likes those sound effects. That is
I'm not even
hysterical.
clicking it. I'm not even touching it.
Oh, you're not clicking it.
No.
Oh, it's set on loop. That's hysterical. Oh my God, I thought you were clicking it. I was like,
I swear to God, if it goes off again.
There we go. Everybody, quiet. Everybody. All right, we want to
That's
talk.
hilarious.
This is a serious show.
And then the next thing we know, we have Quentin Howell going, "Hey y'all, I'm here." And then people are like, "Who are you?" How
Cool.
dare you?
So Pipsy, I don't know if you're familiar with The Strange and Wonderful, but this show was created by Courtney, who said, I really love to explore people who the society might not consider normal. And I said, tell me more. And she told me a little bit about herself and Dahlia. And I said, this is awesome. Let's do it. and we have been having conversations with the most amazing people. I think I have such envy of your lifestyle and the way you live your life, because I've been to Renaissance fairs. They're so awesome, but I love the idea that you actually, that's how you make your living, and you travel around and you do these different festivals and shows and fairs, and you kind of create this alternative world that you live in, which is great. And I'm very aware of what Mundania is, because that's where I live. Um, so why don't you tell us a little bit? I know Courtney said you're a traveling clown and you do the Renaissance fairs. Why don't you tell us in your words who is Pippsy Pinwheel and what does she do?
Oh, geez. Well, first off, I'm getting used to the camera like going the opposite way. I turn it. I'm like, I'm over here. I'm over there. Oh God. Okay, here I am. Well, first off, thank you guys for having me on the show. I really appreciate that, and thank you, that Miss Quinn, for suggesting me. See, Pippsy Pinwheel is my stage persona / also bleeds into me. I'm a traveling performer, sideshow performer, clown. I do a show called the Pinwheel Sideshow that I created about 5 years ago, and I take it to different Renaissance festivals, but I also perform at special events. I've performed at libraries, bars, burlesque shows. I do burlesque as well. I haven't in a long time, but I'm revamping some costumes. So maybe that'll go somewhere. I now I've upgraded when I was traveling. Like you say, you envy the lifestyle or are a little jelly about it. It's hard.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a lot of dedication and a lot of intention, and I'm absolutely sure. I'm well aware. I have a lot of friends who are performers, and I know it's not as glamorous as everybody thinks. But I don't think I think that's actually part of the charm of it.
Oh, I think it's totally worth it.
Yeah.
Like you have, I just got, well, like I've had this rig. This is now my house that I live in. Here's a tour. This is my bed. There's the kitchen. And there's the bathroom. And there's the front door. And now we're back into the bedroom. I just got this rig, and this is what I travel in year round, and I live in.
Wow.
I have a smaller one, but this really helps a lot with traveling.
Sure.
Have I answered the question, or am I just rambling?
No. You are answering the question. I'm sure there's much more of an answer to the question of who you are, and you're just getting into it. So this is really cool, because I think this is kind of where society is shifting, or at least my view of what I would like to see. You know what I mean? People are kind of taking control of their lives, and not in pursuit of the big house and the pool and all of these material possessions, but more in pursuit of a happy life and being able to be their authentic self and feel comfortable. So, I mean, I'm sure that as a performer, and this is just from my own experience and knowing a lot of people who do this kind of stuff, that you're most at home around those kinds of people, you know what I mean? And you call them family, and you are family with them. So it's almost like when you're at work at the Renaissance Fair, you're really at play with your friends. And I'm not saying that it's not hard, because it's certainly it's longer than an 8-hour day. You know what I mean? It's definitely a commitment, but there's so much love and passion in what you're doing that, I feel like that's what I'm envious of. You know what I mean? It's like,
no matter how hard it can get, at the end of the day, I'm like, I got to run around in a costume and make people laugh for a living, and that's pretty great,
Amazing,
in
amazing.
my opinion.
We've got Stefan saying hello. What's up, Stefan?
Hello.
I've got Alexa telling me to turn off my stove, so I will be right back because I just
Turn
got
off
home.
the stove.
I just got home
You
and
guys
put some
turn off
food
the
on. So
stove.
hold on.
My Facebook just gave a time hop, and it reminded me of that one time I forgot that I was baking chocolate chip cookies, and it was just a crispy, like charcoal black mess.
That happened to me one time in middle school. I was in home ec making chocolate chip cookies. I baked them first time. They were still deli. So me and my friends like, I would put them back in the oven. And then we forgot and they were rock hard.
That's the whole thing. That's why Alexa has made me a much better cook, because she just reminds me you've got something in the oven and check it.
Would you like this? Would you like me to show some of the looks of Pippsy Pinwheel, Michael?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I always end up kind of taking control just because I love doing this stuff and I love talking to people and finding out about them. But I do want to give this show over to you. So you tell me, is it time to take a look at some pictures? Is it picture time?
I mean, I can talk all night, but I want to show these pictures.
Well, okay, so let's take a look at some of the pictures of Pippsy in action and maybe some of the costumes and stuff, and you can tell us what we're looking at, Pippsy, as we're going through this.
Sure thing.
There we go. We have
That is my Renaissance costume.
an action, and she is doing the soul swallowing.
Oh yes, I am swallowing a sword during that. The box on the bottom, my friend Philip Andrew painted for me. So I commissioned him to make that. He's also a creative partner of mine. We're working on some fun things like a little movie series called Pippula the Vampire Clown. And then the bodice, I commissioned my friend Amanda to make me, and it has little tail flaps in the back, and then the socks on the bottom of me, aka my legs, are from Sock Dreams, and the ones on my arms are from a pair of socks. I don't know where from, but I cut holes for my hands, and there you go.
Awesome.
And how long have you been soul swallowing? Like, what made you get into it?
I've been sword swallowing for about 5.5 years. What got me into it, I've always had a love for all things sideshow and circus ever since I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to do anything and everything I could to become closer to sideshow, and sword swallowing, I'm like, that's something I want to do. So I pushed myself and became a sword swallower, and now I have that as a sideshow skill.
And that's
yeah, I love this picture too. Also shows I love the idea that you created your own show. Your Pippsy Pinwheel is your character, like you said, also probably an extension of your actual personality, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, that's kind of, again, I say envious, maybe it's not the right word, but it's like, it's really like you are deciding what you want to do with your life and you're doing it. And that's just like, again, that's where I found the crossover between this and the live stream of consciousness. Is it's a very spiritual thing to be strange and wonderful and really be committed to it and actually be it, and it's not just an act. A lot of people are like, oh, you're pretending for a living and all of these things, but I get it. I totally get it, because again, I'm friendly with a lot of the people who do this kind of stuff, and it's very authentic. And I think somebody like you has taken it to this level. I don't know if you again, if you've seen the show before, but we actually had
Alec the Lizard Man on the show, and he is a walk-in sideshow. He does
with the ferrets.
Yes.
Yes. I follow him. I follow him, and I follow his ferrets.
Yeah, it was just so amazing to talk to him. And again, you as well, because you live with such intention. I mean, how many people would intentionally decide to live in?
Hey, Michael, you're breaking up.
You're breaking up.
Oh no, Michael, are you breaking up with me?
No.
Oh my God, I knew it. You're breaking up with me. Oh,
I'll come back. I'll come back.
That's what they all say.
yeah, and they never come back. We got this next picture. Let me get this up. I like this one. It shows your clown makeup. How did you came up with your clown makeup?
I get asked that quite a bit, and it's always fun to answer because it reminds me. I'd been playing with like face paints and stuff ever since I was a kid, and then just like putting on and trying new things. Eventually, something starts to develop, and my clown face is a mixture of like a traditional Harlequin, like with the slashes here.
Yes.
But then if you really look at it, you'll see a bit of the crow
Oh, I see it. I mean,
because I was obsessed with the crow in high
okay.
school, and but then with the like more clowny aspect of it, my cheeks have little slashes through them, and I was inspired to do that from watching Panic at the Disco's I Write Sins Not Tragedy music video.
I remember that music video.
One of the stilt
emo.
walkers or someone had the slashes through there, and I'm like, I resonate with that. So and then just I sometimes add a little, like a few different things. Sometimes I'll put spirals on my cheeks, sometimes I'll like do a little few extra dots here and there, but for the most part, that's my go-to clown face. That's my clown face.
That's your like your Pullman clown face.
That's just my face. That's
Like
my
standard.
look. That's the I guess if someone sees that, they're like, oh hey, that's Pippsy
Right.
Yeah,
Pinwheel.
that's how I know. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
orange and black. That's Pippsy.
And that
Default.
dress is from Amazon. If you look up retro polka dot dress.
Nice. I love the way you hashtag everything here, like in your conversation. It's like that's awesome. So yeah,
which hashtag do you like?
all of them. It's like like we were talking about where the socks came from, and like you're always giving shout outs to the manufacturers of the the stuff you're using. It's like it's a good practice. I could
Thanks. I try, and also because someone might be listening or watching, going like, oh man, I really like that dress. Where could I get such a dress?
Get one. Yeah.
Totally. Cool. So I didn't want to interrupt. What else you got, Courtney? I'm gonna
I
have
got
to tell you
this
how
one.
to
This one's a really interesting
Oh, I
one.
love
She
that.
sent me over. Get a little close up. Yeah, there we go. Why
That's
did you do it? Hang on. Whoops.
Okay.
There we go. Okay.
There you go. If you want to zoom in, click on the little magnifying glass. That's
yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Perfect. Let's talk about this, Pippsy. What's going on here?
This is a little promotional shot. It's a lot of things happening at once. I have the nail in my nose for the human blockhead. I have a mousetrap on my tongue for when I snap a mousetrap on my tongue. I have my little hammer that I use to hammer the nail in, and then I have my sword on that side, and all together, I think it makes for a pretty cute photo.
Yeah, no,
it's the most interesting photo that you sent me. I like this one. If people want to know, I just send people this. Like, oh, she likes to torture herself for fun. No, I'm kidding. But we all know you're a sideshow performer, and you like to, like, people will be like, why do you want to cause pain to yourself, though?
I do it the right way.
Like, what is the right way?
Very carefully.
Okay.
So this picture is great. It's definitely a perfect promotion for a sideshow. It's got like all the very traditional sideshow things you would expect? Like you said, there are names for them, right? The blockhead. Well, I guess there's no name for the mousetrap. You said that's just when I snap a mousetrap on my tongue. But those are, I think, things that I've seen at sideshows. Those are kind of the standard act, like comedy is telling jokes and music is singing and playing the guitar. So there's standard things that you do as a sideshow performer. Do you have any kind of like flagship or unique things that you've developed that you do that might be
I feel like I don't see a lot of people do what I call hand torsion. So it's where I take my hand.
Let me go put you up real quick. Oh, not
whoops.
me.
I'm
Whoops.
sorry. I said I was going to let you control it, and now
I
I'm
know. I'm trying. Okay, there we go. There we
I'm
go.
going to sit back. I'm going to just sit back.
So the few things that I feel are like sorry, that was my joints. That I feel are a little, you said flagship.
Yeah,
Here's some things I don't see everyone doing.
Oh. Yeah, that's flexible.
Yeah. I don't know if I can do that. Nope, I cannot.
And some people can do this.
No.
It's where I shoot water out of my eye.
Oh, that makes me cringe.
Through my tear duct. You might be able to hear it.
Oh, I hear it.
Oh, yes. Nice.
I see that a lot, and I'm like, ooh, I want to watch, but it makes you cringe. I don't like that.
And I mean, I guess everything else I'm kind of, as a performer and artist, I'd like to try and push and create new things. So I don't have anything super new at the moment that's like super like personal to me.
Right.
I will say that like with the things I do in my show, I like to incorporate comedy with it. So it's a little bit of a different spin on it, just a little. But then again, like the first sideshow I went into, it was just cheesy jokes, and I'm like, I love this. This is the best.
Right.
Which was the World of Wonders sideshow. It was the first sideshow I have ever been to when I was like 5.
Okay, and that's like, I guess, international. Is that like the biggest?
So the World of Wonders, definitely check them out. I just got done doing a small show with them in Ohio. I say small, I mean small as in my stay. I was there for a week. They travel around. It was originally owned by Ward Hall. He is known as King of the Sideshow. I'm thinking, because I'm like, I don't want to say anything wrong. He's pretty famous. He passed away and left the World of Wonders to Tommy Breen, and they travel around, basically carrying on the World of Wonders and the tradition of sideshow, and it's
Cool.
a lot of fun. I had a great time.
So you're telling me that growing up, you saw the World of Wonder sideshow and got into sideshows, and then eventually ended up performing with them.
I performed with them back in 2013 and also Bally Girled for them in around 2011 and 12.
Wow.
So yes, I would go every year to the Florida State Fair specifically to see them, and eventually became friends with them, and then got to perform with them.
That's awesome.
Amazing.
Very cool. Congratulations on that. That's an achievement, and that's worthy of somebody saying, "Hey, look, this person is being intentional with their life, and look at the rewards." You know what I mean? Like, Courtney, with this show, it started out, we were interviewing people that she knew that were a little strange and wonderful, but then she said, you know what? I want to talk to Lizard Man. I want to talk to this guy. People that she admired, that she just reached out to, and they were like, sure, I'll be on your show. And now,
luckily, I was like, oh my goodness, they actually want to be my show. Oh
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's really,
Thanks for
again,
having an awesome
You're
show.
all you have to do is show up, really, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to do something, don't be afraid. Just do it. And you'd be amazed at the power of just doing it. And again, that's
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying is a testament to your life. So I'm just thinking in my head, I'm watching you and I'm listening to you and I'm processing. So I'm imagining that you are super curious, and it takes a lot of practice to do things like figure out how to control the muscles in your tear ducts.
So my tear duct, I asked my doctor, I'm like, so I do this thing and I did that, and I'm like, why is that? And he's like, well, your tear duct goes both ways on that side. I popped something and now that goes both ways. And if I am congested in any way, shape, or form and I go to blow my nose, I have to close my eye, otherwise snot will come out of my
Your
tear duct.
Oh.
Ooh.
So is it not supposed to be both ways, or it is both
Not
ways?
really. Like that's not a normal thing to like hold your nose and then have the air come out of your eye.
Right.
That's a slight like defect, or it shouldn't do that, but I capitalize on the fact that it can.
So it shouldn't do that, but you practiced doing it anyway.
Yes.
and you refined the whole art of it to where you could actually, can you like hit a target?
Well, see, I'm working on that. I actually, someone on the Ripley's Believe It or Not could like or Guinness Book of World Record could shoot it, I think 17 feet or 30 feet.
Wow.
And I'm
almost there.
I could shoot it maybe this far, but that's with water.
I mean,
I'm gonna try with milk.
Somewhere.
Milk has a different consistency, and I feel like the pressurization of it'll go a little further. So we'll see. I'm gonna work on it.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, just the whole gumption to be like, hey, I could do this. I'm just gonna try stuff with this newfound skill I found that I have. I think it's awesome.
I mean, like,
when amazing.
Thank you.
And
when it comes to like
kind of cleans me out, but I was like, it's amazing though. But I'm just like, oh god, that I don't want that happening to me.
It makes me cringe, but it also is amazing.
It's like watching a train wreck.
Thank you. I enjoy watching, like, having people squirm or just like go like, but why can't I stop watching?
That's hysterical. I just want to give me a second. I want to send somebody a link to this show because I'm supposed to be having a meeting with them, and I'm like trying to explain to them why I can't have a meeting with them.
I would say the unnatural talent that I have is I can make foot noise with my hands.
I can't.
See that? That's awesome.
I don't know if I can do songs. Okay, give me a song.
She's gonna do a song. You need a request?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, that's gonna be a hard one. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I can do that one because it's easier.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have thrown out like a really complicated
hard one, right? Mama.
Okay. Mama just killed a man, put a gun against his hand, put
See, and I'm here thinking you should just record an album of covers with your hands.
I was thinking of doing that, like making YouTube videos and doing like.
Let me tell you something, Courtney. Do it. I know. I have a friend who's a girl who has a channel, and what she does is she cracks her knuckles. She comes on and she cracks her knuckles, and that's all she does. She cracks her neck. She'll go like this, and you'll just hear it like go pop, and that's it.
I mean, I do got my own personal YouTube channel, and I don't have much videos on that. So hey, I might be known as the.
I mean, I say do it because people will buy it. Someone will. Worst case scenario, you have something that exists now.
Because I remember when I was in acting class during my high school year, during drama class, and there was this one question on the questionnaire say, "Do you have any certain talents? Can you whistle? Can you dance? Can you sing?" I'm like, I can do this.
Very
And
confidently
she's like,
as well.
I don't think we're gonna need that, but that's cool.
See,
Very-
that's what you think you don't need, but there's gonna come a time that it's needed.
Exactly. So, Courtney, do you have some more photos, or was that
Yes,
it?
I do. Let me just push the share button real quick. Okay, is it shared? Wait, hold up.
Hold up.
What
I
did I
see.
do wrong?
I see it down there at the bottom, but I'm not. I'm letting you to control it.
I know. I'm trying. Okay. What? Don't change my name. Okay, hang on. Oh, wait. Yeah, there we are. There we are. Okay. There we go.
There you go.
To the
All
next
right.
one.
So what do you got on the next one?
Yeah, y'all seen all my docs and this lovely picture.
Oh,
Now, I like this one. It's kind of give me French vibes, like French girl mime look, but pin up. I like it. I mean, I have a thing for clowns too, so.
that's a good thing I'm not a mime. This I really enjoy like corsets and thigh highs and the just aesthetic of creating circusy type things. The bra is a bra that I painted those spirals on, and the I don't know, just I enjoy taking those photos because it's a way to
Express
creating
yourself?
art for me is a nice release, kind of zen. It feels good. I enjoy doing that. It's a way to get out my emotions, and I take the photos myself. I do my backgrounds, I do my makeup, my hair,
Wow.
my costume.
Wow. That's actually awesome. That was something I was going to ask you, because the last couple of pictures, I was going to say you seem very comfortable in front of the camera. So you're actually setting this up on a tripod and a timer and shooting this yourself, or is it?
So yes, my camera will take a photo if I say capture or if I hold my hand up. So
Okay.
5 seconds before these photos, I'm holding my hand up and then I'm quickly
Gotcha.
getting back into the pose.
Gotcha. Cool. Hey man, technology is awesome that way. You can, really. So let me ask you a question.
That's
This is very weird. I've never
Yeah.
actually done this. Where are you from? Do you travel around, or do you have a home base?
Oh, I'm originally from Tampa, Florida.
Mhm.
I guess I would say I'm home based there, but
There we go.
I haven't been in Florida since March. So
Okay.
I'm
On the road.
I'm pretty much on the road.
Okay. And you said you're in Pennsylvania now?
I'm in Pennsylvania now, and then come October, I'll be heading back to Michigan for this amazing event called Theater Bazaar.
Oh,
Cool.
what is
Awesome.
that?
Only the best thing ever.
I mean, I want to go, but I don't know what it is. Can you tell us more about it?
With the amount of knowledge I have, I will try to articulate it as best I can. Theater Bazaar is the world's largest Halloween masquerade party. It takes place. It started out as a backyard party and evolved into what it is now, which is an event that takes place in the Detroit Masonic Temple. I want to say it's 8 floors.
Oh.
And there's burlesque, there's sideshow, there's bands, there's there it is.
That is so pretty.
This looks awesome.
I want to go.
And it's happening this year. We've been slumbering for like 2 years. because
COVID.
of
Wow,
the
look at this. So let me just get back to this for a second for selfish reasons. The reason I'm asking you is looking at the pictures that you took. I'm a photographer, and I feel like you're the kind of model I would want to work with. I've never really had an interest in doing clown stuff, and like, but your approach is so, it's like very feminine. You know what I mean? There is this kind of this sexuality to it, but not overt. You know what I mean? And it's kind of cool. So I don't know if you are committed anywhere, but I'm in New York, and if you want to take your van or your rig, whatever it is that you're sitting in right now, past New York, I would love to talk to you about, doing some photos.
um, there may be months where I am back in New York.
Okay.
Okay.
So if that's the case, absolutely.
I'm just throwing it out to the universe, and we can talk later. I can send you my stuff so you can see what I do. You know what I mean? And
yeah, I'd love that.
I think you'll be interested. So, but I'm definitely interested. And like I said, I never really did that before, but
I mean, Michael, I think you should do it. Like, I would love to see you do like clown pinups and stuff.
Yeah,
and
no,
combining them with the girls of Armageddon.
Yeah,
Clowns.
Yes.
That'd be amazing.
So Courtney's just talking about, I did a calendar for 6 years called the Women of Armageddon. And the idea behind the Women of Armageddon was what would happen to, the Sports Illustrated calendar if the world ended. So it was kind of like a mashup of Mad Max meets Victoria's Secret kind of
nice
thing. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So it was really fun. And I'm very visual, so I can really see, I kind of got inspired just looking at those photos. So anyway, enough about that. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later. But I want to know more about what you do. So
I also got a book of questions
and
too.
she and Courtney's got her book of questions. So
Ask me.
Yeah, before we get to that, and it's so funny because Courtney has brought on some guests. I mean, we had Danorama on the show, who is an actual adult star, doing BS.
He's more of a dominant BDSM.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say Domino's Pizza, but okay.
No,
Domino's Pizza.
But we have these people in the show, and other aspects of them are really more interesting than the sexual aspects. We never really get to that. But I know Pippsy.
Michael, you're breaking up again.
You froze.
Oh no, we gotta do it again.
All right. I'll tell you what. You go into your questions. I'll be back in a little bit.
Okay. I will. We'll see you soon, Michael. Okay, Miss Pippsy Pinwheel, what is strange and wonderful about yourself?
Strange and wonderful. Why is this so difficult to answer? What is strange? My favorite animal is a bat. I say that because I don't feel like that's everybody's favorite animal unless you're a spooky kid, in which case, hey.
I mean, that's one of my favorite animals too. I love bats.
Then I guess it's not too strange. Wonderful. I will share a pizza with someone. I happily share a pizza. I enjoy making people laugh. Does that count?
I think so.
Absolutely.
I think so.
I didn't want to cop out and say strange and wonderful. I'm a traveling performer, because we just went over all that.
No, that was a good answer. I was actually surprised. I was like walking away, and I was surprised to see you struggle with that. Am I stuttering now, or am I better?
You're good.
All right. So I think it was because I had that other website open. But what I was going to ask you was, is there a more adult edge to what you're doing, like a Patreon or an OnlyFans or something that we, could put out
I don't
there?
have an OnlyFans. Technically I do, but I only got one so no one would pretend to be me and then make money off of pretending to be me.
Smart.
Patreon. I technically have one that I haven't launched because technology is overwhelming and social media is hard to keep up with enough as it is. The most adult stuff I have is on my Instagram, and that's only as adult as you would think Elvira is. And Elvira narrates children's cartoons because, like, I have some cleavage out, and I have some of my self in fishnets. It's just my body, like it's not in anything overtly sexual. And even if it was, that's fine. I'm very like, pro sex work and all of that. I enjoy making costumes and using myself as the art target, if that makes sense. Sometimes
Absolutely.
I don't feel like I'm the most loquacious of people. But yeah, and one of my favorites is when I'm a sad clown and people seem to get uncomfortable about it. And recently I'm like, hey man, sometimes you're sad. Don't have to be happy all the time. It's okay.
That's right. Totally.
But yeah, I enjoy scantily clad, I guess. But I mean, like, it's as adult as you think it is.
And that's absolutely fine. And I didn't mean to, like, again, like, I feel like we're backing you up into a corner. You're having like
not backing me up into a corner. Okay. Like I know the photos I post. I see them, but I also feel like I see them in a bit of a different way than your average Joe.
Yeah.
Right.
Some people will be like, hey, that's some good cleavage. And other people will be like, hey, your makeup looks really good. The lighting in this is awesome. Those stockings are great. And I really love the expression you're making in this, and the emotion you're conveying through that really hits home. I'm like, thanks.
And actually, you know what? Thank you for making that clear, because that was kind of my question, because the intention is the latter, what you were just saying. Your intention is very artistic. It's a way you express yourself creatively. You know what I mean? It's not like, hey, I'm a girl and I'm going to capitalize on my sexuality. You know what I mean? And that's okay too. I'm not saying that's not okay if that's what you're doing. You know what I mean?
A little bit of both, I guess. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
I like feeling attractive in the things I wear, and if that's conveyed across what I post, then that's great too. But if you also get like a deeper meaning from it, or you see more into it, then that's awesome as well. I'm just putting it all out there into the ether.
Yep. Absolutely. And it's great. And I think it comes across, it's easy to appreciate, from a visual standpoint anyway, as a photographer. And then also just kind of knowing the sideshow aspect of it, like also the being able to appreciate the effort that you've put into creating a show and creating an experience for the people that are coming there. You know what I mean? Like it's an art form, it's kind of like an underrated art form, because I don't think it's gotten the short stick, it's not considered legit, I think, maybe by some people. I consider it legit, and I'm sure you consider it legit, and you live in a world where it's absolutely 1,000,000% legit. And that's what I think is so cool. It's because if you have an intention and you have a belief and you want to do something, you can do it, and there are people that you can be around to do it around who will support you 1,000,000%. So So again, I feel like nothing about you, about me, and like my angles of attack in my conversation. I feel like, wait a second, I'm an advocate of all of this stuff. I hope it's coming off of that way,
But yeah, I don't feel like you're coming off as anything but sincere. So
Okay, good.
And we had no judgment on the show.
Yeah, no.
People.
This show has actually really expanded my mind and my heart and my being. So I really appreciate it from all directions.
I know when people ask me like, "Oh, what kind of guests do you have each show?" Like, well, I got like some that is kid friendly and some that is X-rated, and they like, "Why you have X-rated?" Because I'm like, "Why not?"
here's another fun. I'm not a kid show, but that doesn't stop kids from enjoying my show.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a children's entertainer, but I can entertain children. I've done library shows. Like I have a little volume meter. I've done bar shows. I've done burlesque shows, and I can adjust to the audience.
Right.
But when it comes to just like what I enjoy performing, I'm an everybody show. I'm family friendly enough to be, basically I leave it up for the parents' discretion. Like my disclaimer that I give before my show, if that doesn't warn you and you stick around, you're like, man, that wasn't what I was expecting. It's not my fault at that point.
Yeah.
I told you what to expect.
I told you. I warned you.
That's great.
Because a lot of people see like, oh, it's a cute girl who's a clown. And she's in bright orange and they're stuffed animals. Let's bring little Timmy and Lisa over to sit down. And then I see their faces go from...
Right. Then you start banging nails into your nose. And,
and the kids are just like, oh.
Yeah, but see, that
kids love it. Kids love sideshow. Kids love freaks.
Right. So that brings me to my next question. And then I'm going to leave it all to Courtney is, have you experienced that? Have you seen a young Pippsy Pinwheel in the audience who you feel like you've affected and like is going to grow up and like... in Scarborough, she goes by Mipsy. I have a tiny pinwheel like look-alike. Her parents dressed her up as me, and she's come to every one of my shows, and it's super adorable. It's really so cute. Cool. Awesome. And I've had plenty of kids just like come up and just be like, I really, really like the show. It was really funny, blah, 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 blah. And they enjoyed it. And that's enough for me. Or kids that just like, they'll wear orange and that's awesome.
It's cute.
That's awesome.
That's precious.
All right, Courtney, I'm handing Pippsy over to you.
Gotcha.
I've monopolized too much of her time.
Okay. Did you always picture yourself as a traveling performer?
I've always pictured myself as a performer. I've honestly, like sometimes it's hard for me to realize like how far I've come from like where I've started because this is the norm for me. I don't realize that not everybody is doing this. And then I'm like, oh wait, not everybody travels to a different state every month or in the same month. And this is my life and I'm doing the things I want to do. I've always wanted to be a performer, an actor, and actually my friend Phil and I, because I'd like to pursue television and film as well. And a way to do that is to, just make the movies yourself. So my friend Phil and I are working on a movie. It's already franchised out. We've got Pippula 1, 2, 3. It's gonna be great.
And what is this movie y'all making?
It's called Pippula the Vampire Clown. There's an Instagram for it. that I have neglected.
I probably have to contact you. Like, I gotta watch this. I want to watch this movie.
We
Spell it for
have
me?
some of the trailers up. We're still working on it, but it's think Pee-wee's Big Adventure meets Wayne's World meets Elvira, Mistress of the Dark meets a bunch of different things with a little bit of Uncanny Valley splattered in.
Oh,
And
wow. That sounds like my kind of movie.
Spell it for me.
Pippula,
All right.
the vampire clown.
The vampire clown. All right. You guys just talk. I'm just going to do some research.
Like, we've legit had meetings and stuff
It's awesome.
for this. We've been working on it for the past, I want to say, 2-ish years.
I mean, my friend Joe, Joe Castro, he's been on the show. He does tail tunes. He does special effects makeup and stuff. And he's been working on film for like almost 8 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I guess the answer to the question is yes, I've always seen myself as a performer and someone who travels to I'm not going to let distance stop me from an opportunity.
Awesome.
Because there's always a way. There's always a way. If you put your mind to it, you got it.
Follow your dreams. Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Exactly. Okay. Next
Let them
question.
be a gas bill.
So I'm just putting that Instagram up there on the bottom if anyone is interested in checking it out.
Thank you.
Okay. How did you came up with the name Pippsy Pinwheel?
That is a great question. Here is the answer. So when I was on local cast at the Bay Area Renaissance Festival back in 2004-5-ish, I got cast on local cast as a mummer, and we develop our own characters and we make our own names. And I'm like, oh, I get to make my own name so I could spell it however I want and everything. They're like, yeah, sure, because I'm dyslexic and I spell phonetically. So it was kind of like don't know if I'm allowed to do that. Sorry. Blur it out. The Pippsy was Pixie and Pesky put together because my backstory was that my parents didn't want me.
That's awful.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good. That sounds
I'm a peasant. I was a peasant.
Oh, it's like the backstory of the character.
Yeah.
You get the backstory of that character.
I got
So
I thought you were
Pippsky was the original version of Pippsy. So Pippsky, it was Pippscy because it was my name and I was going to spell it however I damn well pleased. And eventually I took the C out because that was just, I realized, a little difficult for people. And I replaced my original burlesque name with Pippsy, but then I needed a last name. And so I really wanted something that pertained to me. So I went through a photo album, my family's photo album, and I saw a photo of my very first birthday, and it's me being held by a clown, and I'm holding a pinwheel, and that's where I got the name Pinwheel from.
Wow. That's probably great. Do you use that for promotion at all, that picture? That sounds like it's probably...
I should. It's actually a really good photo. My mom, I told her, I'm like, it's your fault. You hired the clown, and now I'm just...
Look at me now, Ma.
And she's like, I thought you were going to be scared of the clown, but then you weren't.
That's great. By the way, Courtney, great job. I see you went in and you updated your questions. Good questions.
Yes, I did. I mean, I wrote these like a month ago, too.
Good, nice.
Okay. I see you use the color orange and black in your outfits and clown makeup. Why do you use those colors, and why you use those colors?
So it kind of happened. It just sort of happened, really. I used to just do black, white, red. And then I want to say within the last around 2016, I would dye my hair a lot, clearly, but like a bunch of different colors. And then orange, I just started playing around more with orange and started feeling that vibe a little more. And orange made me happy, so I just kept going with orange. And when it comes to like I mean, clearly Halloween, hee hee. I can't say that I'm not leaned into the Halloween. Like, clearly my camper is orange. I painted this. It didn't come this color. But I the more I used orange, the more I felt connected to it. And I just started to stick with that. And when it, like, costume wise, for Ren Fair, I was thinking, like, what's a color scheme I don't really see a lot of on the circuit? And orange and black. And I'm like, well, that's perfect, because I really love orange and black.
That's great.
This might be like a side, I don't know, like a spiritual question somehow, but do you think orange is like your oracle?
I'm not sure. I don't know, like maybe that, or a seafoam green, aqua, maybe like that's a good question. I don't know. I just know that I enjoy orange as a color, especially as like my hair color. My natural color is dark brown. So I don't dye my eyebrows.
I believe orange is the color of happiness. I think that's one of the things that they say. Orange is the color of happiness.
Nice. Yeah, I've just leaned into it, and I'm happy with it. So I'll be with it as long as it makes me happy.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that at all.
I switched my clown. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I do switch some color schemes with my clown here and there. Like, I'll sometimes do a gold hue or a brown hue, and then or an orange hue, depending.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just laughed at this comment. This just popped up.
Have a great show.
Oh, wait. Oh,
sorry. I did it again. I'm taking control, and we're both controlling. Aren't you glad I didn't say banana? Oh, she's trying to read it. It says, good evening.
Oh no, I'm squinting at it.
Have a great show tonight. Aren't you glad I didn't say banana? What's up, Chris Holm? Thanks for coming again.
Find that comment very appealing.
Boom, boom. Nice. Good comeback.
Okay. How long have you been working in the traveling sideshow?
Well, my own sideshow, for about 5 years. The Pinwheel sideshow was birthed 2018. But I've been traveling via the Ren Fair doing, I used to be a mermaid. I mean, I'm still a mermaid, just not like at Ren Fairs. I'm a recreational mermaid. I have a tail, I swim in it. It's lovely, I like it.
That's interesting. How you became a mermaid?
Well, I saved up money for a tail, and my first tail I got from Mer Tailor. Then my friend Alexi and Linda from Sea Star Studios and Siren Tails, they helped me make my first silicone mermaid tail. I've made 2. I gave one to my ex, who he still uses it. He's a merman, and it's great because we were like the same size, and it looks great on him. So
he's a merman.
I gave him that one, and I still have my second one. And then I would do Ren Fairs as a mermaid. I would apply, and they'd be like, yes. And then I would do that. And as much as I enjoy flipping around in water, I wanted to do more than just swim around. So I put together my show, and now I'm here.
Awesome.
But also, my it's called Myrtle Juice is the
Myrtle
tail
juice.
style that I got from the Mer tailor. It looks like the sandworm from Beetlejuice, and I couldn't not have that, so
That's
saved up,
cute.
and I got that.
Cool. Awesome.
That
Can we
is-
see it or no? That's too.
It's in my car.
Oh,
no,
nope.
no problem.
But if you scroll down my Instagram far
you'll
enough,
see pictures of it.
it's
Great.
there. Or if you
Awesome.
look up the hashtag Myrtle Juice, it might be there too.
Myrtle juice. I will look it up.
Okay. And do you want to wait on the picture for the mermaid tail, or do you want me to keep on going, Michael?
No, keep going.
Okay.
Keep going. I got to actually jump off in a second because the guy I was supposed to meet is like, hey, I'm ready to go. But
Okay. Okay.
yeah, I'm here with you because
Okay.
I love this stuff.
Okay, Miss Pippsy, how did you become friends with Miss Quinn?
Oh my goodness, that is a really good question. So I want to say, first, here we go. Hold on. So it wasn't a friendship at first, but not for, it started out, I knew of Miss Quinn from when I was doing Rocky Horror Cast back in the day, and some Rocky Horror Casts, like with anything, there's a lot of it wasn't the best cast. It was kind of toxic. And then I actually met Miss Quinn and we became friends because it's like, oh, yeah, all that stuff was just drama? Yeah, all that stuff was just drama. Oh, cool. And so then we hung out and just kind of hit it off.
That's nice. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know how my friendships are. It just happens. Sometimes I'm like, hey, how did I become friends with you? I don't know.
I just like
Just happened.
a lot of stuff in the past for me with Rocky. My go-to cast now down in Florida is Hell on Heels, and they're doing a great job. And there's a couple other casts that are doing really good out there, but I don't have them written down. So.
Okay.
Me and Miss Quinn went to Puddle's pity party together. We got pulled up on stage.
We saw that.
Nice. Yeah, we did see that. That's cool.
Okay. What do your friends and family think of your career?
My friends are very supportive and they're really happy for me, and they remind me constantly that I'm doing a good job.
Yes.
Because sometimes, social media lies to you. Just because something looks like it's doing really great doesn't mean that that person feels they're doing really great. And so my friends really help remind me of that. My family is supportive. My mom definitely wishes that my dad, so I know I went from one to the other. My dad is super duper supportive, like, woo, hell yeah, you're doing a great job. My mom, she's like, ay, mija, I really wish you would just come back to Florida. She's Cuban. I wish you would be a doctor or a dentist.
I love the accent. I love the mom impersonation that you're doing.
Spot on. But when it comes down to it, she is proud of me. She's like, you're doing what you like. I wish you were here with me, but you're doing what you love. So there's that. So overall, I'd say I have a pretty good support system. But even if I didn't, I'd still be doing what I'm doing.
Good.
And you shouldn't let negativity stop you from doing what you love. Like I don't.
If it feels right, there's something to that, right?
Very much. Along the way, there's been a lot of obstacles and people that don't think that you can do things, and The best motivation for me personally is when someone underestimates me or thinks that I can't do something, because then I'm absolutely going to.
Right. Awesome.
Exactly. It's that perseverance. I'm like, if like I'm too stubborn, I'm not gonna let them win. I'm gonna keep on doing this and prove them wrong. Okay. Is it hard? Is it hard to have romantic relationships with your possession? Not your
Profession.
profession, like having romantic relationships outside of your job.
I no. Um, I I did just get out of a relationship around February, and it wasn't like they're a wonderful person, and I love them, but we were going different pathways, and I wouldn't be able to be on the road as much as I am now. But when it comes to like romantic relationships, anything's possible and anything can work as long as you communicate with people openly and your expectations are on the same level. I'm seeing someone right now, and like so far so good.
Okay, that's good.
Cool.
Okay, that one last question.
It goes for everybody. Communication is key.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Exactly. Absolutely.
So, and I do want to interrupt. Self-love, because this is the spiritual thing. Self-love is the key. If you love yourself, you can be in a healthy relationship. If you don't, you're not going to find a healthy relationship until you're happy with yourself.
And here's the weird part from my side. You can always manifest that love into an object, and the object can love back to you. From my research in the idolater community. And which idolater communities are people in relationship with life-size dolls.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I've been friends with a couple people. I've been friends with Dave Cat. I've been friends with people. I've actually been friends with dolls too. Tasha, Sadoy, Amy, so many. And then they got me into the whole lifestyle as well. And my mom's just like, okay.
Like honestly, if it's whatever makes you happy in the end, it doesn't have to.
That's how I see it.
Anybody else, it's what makes you happy.
Yep.
Exactly. Okay, one last question. I say this to
my
everybody. Everybody, every guest, no matter what. If you could go, sorry about that. I had a malfunction.
You're fine.
If you could go back in time to meet your child self, what would you tell them and why?
Did this turn into a BetterHelp ad? Oh man. If I could go back to my child self, I would tell them, hey, your creativity is great, you're awesome, you're not annoying, and keep doing what you're doing, do what makes you happy, and don't Ooh. Do I want this to get dark?
Hey, it's up to
Go
you.
for it.
We don't
What would
censor
you
anybody.
tell yourself what you would tell yourself? We want to hear it.
There's some watch out for groomers.
Oh,
And I'm not talking about Petco.
We know.
Keep safe. Don't be as much as you want to believe in the goodness in people, also, protect yourself and be aware that sometimes people aren't always good.
Yeah, unfortunately.
All right.
Also, take martial arts. I haven't done that, but if I could go tell my young self that, I'd be like, do that. And also the vegetables, eat those. Those are good. Drink more water. Try not coffee too much. Now I'm just really setting myself up for.
I love it. Well, usually that's how we end the show. Is we kind of have a word of advice for our viewers, and you seem to be in that mode. So
I was lying about the coffee. Please drink coffee. It's great.
so with all of that, what would be your piece of advice now, instead of to your younger self, like your piece of advice that you have now as Pippsy Pinwheel, who you are now? What do you want to tell people in general to help make this world a better place? Because that's what we need.
The bad things that have happened to you do not define you as a person. They are not your personality. You are an awesome human being, despite all of the hardships and shit you have gone through. Keep doing the things that make you happy, because they do exist and they are out there, even if you have to find and hunt and search. It's worth it.
Awesome. Great advice. We love it. I love it. I love everything you've said. You're totally awesome to talk to. I congratulate you on living the life you want to live. It seems like you're exactly where you want to be, and that doesn't mean you're stopping. You're still going to continue to grow and do things and explore and get to new places. So I'm excited for that. I will reach out to you after the show personally, just to see, when you might be around, even if it's in a couple of months or whatever. Because I'm always down to doing stuff, and again, I'll send you my work, and if you're interested, we'll talk.
Worst case scenario, I'm hoping to be around New York this time next year, so
it's all good. It's all good. Courtney, who do we got next week?
Well,
who do you got next week? Maybe
well,
I'm not
who I got next week, since it might be you're not going to be on the show next week, Michael.
Probably. Now you froze. Did she freeze?
No, I did not.
Oh, you were pretending to be frozen, like Pippsy is.
Yeah.
For a second, like, oh, froze. Cool. We just had a frozen moment.
Yeah.
So who's next week?
Okay, next week we have my friend again, DeAndre Holmes, since he had a malfunction with his computer. Well, actually, he didn't have his computer; it was his phone. But he had a malfunction, and he couldn't do the video chat. We had to have the phone on live.
Right. Okay, good. So we're making up some people who didn't make it for some reason. Awesome.
Well, he actually made it, but we're gonna fix that.
Yeah, we'll do it again. Do a better episode with him. Awesome. Yeah. All right. Well, what do you got for the outro? Do the outro, Courtney.
Okay.
Pippsy, it was great to meet you and have you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Bye. And thank you for being on the show. Bye.
Thank you for having me. You're
welcome.
Again.
I push leave.
Hang on. No. Don't
outro.
leave yet.
It's the outro.
Time to get the outro. Here it is.
Here it comes. I feel it.
Bye.
Paint the sky your favorite color.
Whoops.
We're back. Hey.
Gotta end the broadcast. I'm sorry, folks. Thank you for coming on Strange and Wonderful. We'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.